All right, there we go. All right, hello, 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 everyone. Incredible greetings, and welcome to 365 Creative Academy's Understanding Canva. Um, it's the intro part to Understanding Canva, the prerequisite to our Canva for Business training that we will be doing in the near future. But it is important that you really, for me, that you get an understanding of Canva, and it will make it smoother when you are going through Canva. When you're as you're going through it and you're navigating, whether in a training or by yourself, once you know where things are, that frustration of, okay, well, where is this tool? What does this do? Well, I saw this tutorial, they did this and they clicked on it. Why isn't it working for me? A lot of the times this is happening because you don't fully understand how the program works. Things like the images, and if you want to use certain transitions, you can't edit them, you can't crop them. Or if you want to change the color of something, well, why does this one change color this way, but then I put yellow on this one, but it looks green or it looks purple? It's important to understand those things. I find that the things that you don't know, and you don't really see that often, are the like in tutorials or like YouTube videos and things like that. These are the things that um these are the things that kind of trip you up, and it leaves you very frustrated when it comes to using a program like Canva. It's like, why is it working for everyone else but it's not working for me? Why is that? This is what I get very often, because I am someone where people come to me with their questions. They're having a difficult time, so they'll email me. I've had people call me, send me inboxes, and it's like, I can't figure this out. And a lot of the times it's because they were missing some really foundational information and they jumped right into just designing, because they are seeing all of the amazing designs that people are creating in Canva. Or they might see just a design and it's like, well, people talk about how great Canva is. If this can be done in Photoshop, it can be done over here. I've seen several creators who were really, really heavy in Photoshop, like their entire brands were teaching Photoshop or even other programs. Like myself, I was teaching and I still teach Silhouette Studio, and they have switched over to Canva. Now, while I don't really teach Canva in a way that is for maybe your typical things like for a t-shirt or a stole or a banner, which you can do, my goal and what I do, I like to teach it as a whole and for you to decide. That way, I'm not really boxing it in where this training is only for one type of person. Whoever needs Canva, you will be able to use it for any type of visual, any type of systems. There's so much that you can do in Canva, so much that you can do in Canva that most people don't know about. So as we go through this training, I am going to outline and just highlight some of the things that Canva can do. For the next 2 days, we are going to go over the home page and what is there, because most people, like I said, don't know the options that are available to them. And then on tomorrow at 11 a.m., we are going to go through the design interface and how the elements work, or how uploading works, and photo editing and text works, the layers panel. We're going to go over all of that on tomorrow. Okay. I always start off sessions with questions. I have gone back and forth on whether or not I want to continue that, but nothing is going as planned today. So we're going to roll with the punches in how I normally do things. Because I thought maybe I should move that towards the end, but I do like that's a part of me where I open up every session, because I like to know where my students' heads are, what their concerns are with Canva, to make sure that, if I can probably, squeeze in there. I'm really good with pretty like teaching on the fly and being able to give my students like real world examples where it's going to resonate, it's going to connect with them. So the floor is open. Go ahead and raise your hand if you have any questions, concerns about Canva, if there is anything in particular that you were looking to learn or gain from Canva, if there's a certain way that you want to use Canva and you want to know, is this the right software for me to be able to do X, Y, and Z? Go ahead, raise your hand, and we'll get these questions answered. No one? All right. Go ahead, Vanessa.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And you got this. I don't know if you saw it in my chat, but just take a breath. You got this because God has your back. I want to use Canva to do obituaries and do programs and do like flyers and different things like that. So I have been playing around using the templates as you had said in your previous classes. But that's mostly what I want to use it for. And of course, as I was listening to yesterday, you brought up some good points, so like sheets and things like that, and planners. Because my grandson has epilepsy, and when he's over here with me, I tend to forget when to give him his medicine. And so that was an eye-opener for me. That I was like, oh, wait, I can do something like that, so I won't forget to give him his medicine. And then also, I get kind of nervous when I am watching it because he has them in sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And so
just like Dining Money.
Yeah, something like that that resonated with me yesterday. I was like, oh, okay, I can do that. And then sometimes my daughter-in-law, she's running all over the place. Oh, she forgot to do medicine, and and sometimes my son, he works out of Dallas. So he's not as hands-on as your husband. So when it's time for him to pick up the medicine, he kind of drops the ball. And so I was like, that could be good for their household as well. So they can something like that, learning sheets and things like that is what I want to get out of this what you're doing, and just know how to navigate and to just learn, because that's what I want. That's what I want to get out of it.
Awesome. I'm going to come right back to what you wanted to be able to do with it, because I want to address this one. So it says to do flyers for my class. I just have Canva. So when you're saying you just have Canva, are you saying you just have the free version of Canva or Canva Pro? But you also say class. So did you take advantage of the educator Canva option? Because that gives you pretty much like, it's like Canva Pro, but there's a free version for educators, and they also give it to students. You just have to verify or sign up with the email address from your school, and I think they may have to do something on their end to like register their school if it's not like an EDU type email address. So do you have the free version? Are you paying for Pro, or are you doing it through the educator option? And that was to Jackie. Okay, so you have the free version. Look into, the educator version. When you're saying your class, I'm guessing like a public school. So look into that, because there is a free option. I'm going to share my screen. And got to move you over here. Okay, so let me also go to the incognito window that I have open for Canva. And I'm going to go to here. Now, there is Canva. So, like Canva Pro, and I need to come out of this. Let's go actually to here, and then plans and pricing. This is where I want to be at. So with the free one, you have access to pretty much everything, like tool wise, except for the Magic Studio. And as we go through, I will also identify what's pro and what's not. But you have a lot of elements there. You can see that you still have 1.6 million templates, okay, to get started with. 4 million photos. So they offer a lot of free resources with Canva. You don't have to have the pro version, but there are some things that's going to make your life 1,000 times easier and make things move a little bit faster, allowing you to buy back some time as you're doing different tasks. It's going to allow you to like instead of using multiple programs, like when it comes to removing a background. Now there are outside ones. Canva actually acquired the technology for Remove BG. I know a lot of people know about that particular website. That is what their background remover is based on. And you can go there and remove it, whether you use their free version or not, and the picture isn't like so great, and then you'll have to save that, bring it over to Canva. So it creates additional steps. But when you have Pro, it eliminates a lot of those extra steps. Now, there is an annual one, but they also have monthly. So it's only $15 if you want to kind of try that out. And they have it where I think it's like 50% off. I think that's their promo for 50% off is the promo, I think, for like 3 months with the Canva like monthly. Okay. But they also have the yearly. When it comes to business, most people don't need the business one. Even if you have a business, if you are a startup business, don't feel obligated to get the business version. You can still work with people and like share files even without having the teams. You're just going to share the file. It is a little bit easier when you have teams. But they also, like when you're doing the teams, if you don't have like an enterprise one, and they're using the same email address, like domain, name as you, they also have to have pro. So you would end up having to pay for more than like one person when it comes to that. So be mindful of that. And most people don't need, like I said, because it's really about this part right here. The Leonardo AI is just more options for AI, but there's so many AI options where you don't have to have everything included in Canva. When it comes to like the grow plan and doing ads and things on Facebook, there's like easier integrations. You're going to get ad insights, as well as over here you're going to get ad inspiration and AI ad creations. But with the business one, you actually get your analytics and like insights and things. So most people don't really need this one. You would be okay with like Pro. But if you're in education, it's free, right? But you get access to Pro features like remove background. Now, I don't know, because I don't have the teacher version. When it comes to like the websites and being able to bring in your own domain, if you're going to build your website out through Canva, I don't believe the educator one offers that part, but you will have access to a lot of the other premium features, certain templates and elements and things like background remover, magic resize, and all of those things. Okay. So look into the free one for our teachers. You just go on there to one of the main pages and you just go get verified. You will have to create a new, well, it'll be of course your email from school and get verified. So you'll end up with 2 different accounts. But like I said, you can always share files, and I will go over how to share those files. All right. So we're going to go back into this, and someone mentioned as far as like obituaries and flyers. There are a lot of templates that you can use in Canva to get you started, right? When it comes to flyers, you were able to change out of the change the colors, change the fonts. There is no limitation to what you are able to do when it comes to the templates and just using it as a starting point. So for your classroom, you're going to see that there are a lot of school related and school theme templates available for you. And you also don't have to use, like, so let's say this one right here, they have it as like a certificate of participation. If you wanted to take this and you like the layout of it, you like the little elements and the graphics are in the corner, you like the graphics of the little graduates and things of that nature, and you wanted to turn it into an announcement, you can easily change this up, resize it, make it the right, like the perfect size for an Instagram post, a Facebook post, a reel, or if you wanted it to be an 8.5 by 11 portrait style so that you can print it out and give it to the parents. If you want it to be smaller, you have that ability to resize it, rearrange things, shrink things down, blow things up, all within Canva. So it will be great for your flyers. Don't feel like you have to design everything from scratch. As a beginner to Canva, I highly recommend that you take full advantage of the templates that are available to you within the system. Now, for something like memorials or obituaries and things of that nature, what we typically see, especially in the African American culture and how our obituaries and things are, you won't really see those like detailed type of templates here. Now, there are going to be a lot of options for memorials, and it's going to give you ideas, and you can copy and paste, especially if you are working from a desktop. When you have multiple windows open, because normally I have 1,001 tabs open, and I'm working on different projects in Canva. This has helped me with my time management. Most people, they look at this like, girl, you got a lot of tabs open. But with me having them open, if I'm working on different projects and I kind of like time block or just organizing my day, if I have my to-do list on there, if I have my budget up, if I have Zani Mani's seizure report, because I'm in one system and I can literally see it all. I don't have to go to different websites. I don't have to go to different apps on my phone. I'm not splitting my time between doing things on my phone or doing things on the computer. Like when I'm sitting here, it has made me more productive. And I like to operate Canva from the desktop because when you're on the mobile device, you can only see one thing at a time. But on the desktop, it's however many you can handle as far as seeing them up there. This has helped me when it comes to designing for clients, and I'm able to easily like mix and match and not clutter up my design page, because you can create like additional pages, add things to it and move it around within the design. But for how I operate, how my brain works, that doesn't always work. So I rather have things in different tabs and then I can simply copy and paste. That's something for me. You may not need to operate that way. But when you have all of these different memorial options, if you're stuck on ideas for whatever it is that you're designing, this can give you inspiration. You can, if you're stuck on fonts, that's a really big issue for a lot of people, is choosing the right fonts. When you go to the templates, it's going to give you ideas from those who are professionals who have designed, put these designs together. They're always doing graphic designs. They know what pairs well and what's going to be legible and read well. So you can get ideas for that and inspiration for which fonts to use. And like I said, you can copy and paste. If you like a certain if you like a certain effect on an image, you can always open that page up and see, or that design up, and see if that is from filters and adjustments, or it could have very well been that they had a black and white image of the person. So I see here that the background is removed. I'm going to go into edit. So I see that there are some filters on it, right? So if I come over here and I'm just going to type in woman, okay, and we'll grab this picture here. Actually, I don't want to do that. I want to delete. I want to drag and drop. So I'm going to take this image. I'm going to drag her over the guy's picture, and I'm going to release it. You see how it took on all of those same characteristics. Now, I don't know why it didn't replace it fully, unless they had two back there. Let me see. Did they have two? Okay, yeah, they had two images here. But if I drag and drop this in here, boom, it made this where the background was removed. It gave it the black and white slate filter. And you didn't have to really figure out, like, especially if you're in a rush, you don't have to figure out exactly what's done, the right lighting, the right adjustments and settings and things of that nature. You can drag and drop. And then if you wanted to put this on your design, you would then simply just copy it. I'm just going to open up a new one. And let's just go create. We'll pick something random here. And then we're going to paste. And so it now has those effects to it. And that might make it a little bit easier for you. Like you had all your other stuff, and now I just needed to change this image. I don't really know like all the inner workings. Leverage those templates. Okay. As far as how we typically design service programs, it's a lot of moving parts. One of the things that's going to be really, really key that you learn and you become very, very familiar with is going to be your layers panel. Because of how Canva works, and when you have large bounding boxes, like if I wanted to select this image back here, little hack is you can hold down Control and click, and it'll actually select the next layer. So every time you hit Control and click, it's going to keep going like however many layers and like how they're overlapped, and then you can easily move it. But that is only when you are on a desktop or laptop, or just the regular computer version. You can't do that from the mobile version. Okay. So if you're on the mobile version and you're wanting to design on the go, your layers panel, it looks a little bit different getting to the layers panel on the mobile version, but your layers panel and just understanding how to click and move things around, bring things to the front, send things to the back. This is going to be an important tool, or I guess function, for you to familiarize yourself with, because you'll have to move things up and down quite a bit because of how Canva works. And if something is in front of something else and you can't click it, you want to be able to just click on it and move it to the front, the back, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. And as I'm going through, since you mentioned obituaries, someone mentioned flyers, as I'm going through, I will make sure that I mention this is something that you want to pay attention to. Okay. All right. Before we wrap up, last call. Any questions or concerns about Canva and how you can use it? Oh, okay. So you have it's a rec center. I'm a line dance instructor. So okay, so not for schools. So for you and what you're doing, the free version can work to create different flyers. There's a lot of things here for dance. I'm going to come back to this one. We're going to go to elements, and I'm just going to go dance. And there's going to be a lot of graphics, a lot of photos, a lot of videos that you can use, like basically like stock photos. even if it's not your dances, but you want to make a flyer that includes some type of dance. There's hip hop, there's ballet, there's contemporary, there's jazz, that there's representations of that all through here. And if you go to design and you type in dance and you're on, which I'm on an Instagram post, right? So it's going to give you some suggestions that have elements or fonts and things that would lend well to a dance theme, flyer or post. So you may want to go through this as well and let this be your starting point for building out your flyers and things for your classes, okay? And then you can easily change out. I'm going to put dancer. And let's just change it for her. Okay, so that means that that particular image, this was an actual PNG. And I actually should have known that. Important things, like I said, if you look around the screen, it tells you a lot, which we're going to get into that more tomorrow. But like the background remover was not highlighted. So that lets me know that this was an actual PNG. They brought it, it was a PNG that was brought into Canva. It wasn't created and made a transparent background through the Canva remove background BG remover feature. So now if I go in and I bring an image in, like a different image in, it's going to be solid because that picture was technically a full picture. I would have to go to background remover, and how his had shadows and things on it. I would have to go into elements and go to shadows, or you can actually create shadows yourself. Let's go to shadow. I don't want that one. Or you can also do like blur. Let's do. Oh, I'm in photos. That's why. Okay. See all. I'm just going to use this one for now. So you could use that, which this isn't how we would normally do it in graphic design, because that just, it doesn't even really like fully fit her body positioning, but that would be okay. And then there's also under edit, if you go to shadows, there's like, you can do like this and I can blur it out. So that one is a little bit more, natural and kind of like how the hip hop dancer was on there. And you can move that around also. Most people don't know that these features exist in Canva. If you have learned something new about Canva, put a 1 in the chat. All right. Thank you. See the ones. I see the ones. All right. Cool beans. All right. Let's break down the main page, the home page of Canva. All righty. So on your home page, we're going to break this down into 2 parts. Well, 3 parts. The left panel, your search area, and the options that are available to you. Now, this part down here will kind of play hand in hand with the search area, because depending on what you click on, it determines what shows here. So we're going to break that up that way, okay? The 3 lines here at the top opens the menu. This will get you to where you can click on Canva. If you're in a design, you can always click on that and you'll see the Canva and it'll take you back to the home page. Everyone's is kind of, it might be different here because sometimes you'll see projects and different designs here as well. But most of these options can be accessed when you're in the design, and you'll see the same things on the side panel. Create opens up this full window, and it's showing you all like a bunch of different options. You can start a design here, or you can go straight to one of the options here, which we're going to go through. This just kind of gives you a snapshot of everything, and you can click on them and you're going to see different templates. And there's also some other items here, which we're going to go over. Home brings you right back here. Projects allows you to see things that you have put into folders. Templates, you can also access it here. You're going to notice that there are a lot of redundancies within Canva. Your brand kit, you can access once you are in the design, on the design page. But if you're not, designing, or you have like a new asset that you want to add to your brand kit, which you do need to have Pro for, you can come here just to add in an image really quickly and then be able to go use it later. But you also can add it in when you're in the design area. What the brand kit is, it allows you to keep all of the things for your business, all of your brand assets in one place. So that way, when you're creating designs, and especially if you're using one of their templates, but you want it to automatically have the colors of your brand without having to go to each individual element and change it to your brand, you're able to store all of your brand colors. You'll have to know the hex codes for them. Or you can kind of play around with some things in Canva. I don't always recommend that because I have found that some colors are a little bit off depending on your monitor. And then once you print them out, it's not quite the same. I still, of course, recommend that you use a color chart to figure out exactly which hex codes you want. But you will go in there and put in your brand colors. If you have a logo, whether you built it in Canva or outside of Canva, you will add that logo. It doesn't matter if it is stacked, if it is, so I'm going to go to my 365 Creative Academy and I'm going to go logos. So you can see I have my favicon or icon. I have it where it is stacked, and I have one that's on one single line. You can put however many versions of your logo you have, you can put it in there, and it's just going to make it easier as you are designing and moving things. If one doesn't work, you can change it out. If a certain color doesn't work, if you have like monochromatic logos, you can put all those in there and just be able to use them. Whatever your brand colors are, if you have specific fonts for your brand, like if you go in and when you're doing text and you have it labeled as a title, it will default to whatever font that is. I've actually had to redo mine. So mine aren't like fully loaded here because I am kind of switching up my brand fonts. And it keeps rejecting one of my uploaded fonts, which is kind of weird. But you'll see when we do text, you can label things, whether it's a title, a subtitle, a heading, a subheading, a section header, if it's the body, if it's a quote, if it's a caption. And this makes it easier where if you are identifying it as, let's say, like a quote, and you want it to be italicized in a certain font, you select that and it's going to automatically go to that font and all of those different edits without you having to go in each time and do it. This is great for those who are building out different programs, e-guides, and things of that nature. And it just speeds up your production time. You are able to add things about your brand voice. And this will help when Canva is generating content for you. If you're using any of the AI features and AI generated features and it's for your brand, it will make it a little bit easier for you not to have to filter through things that just are totally left field from what you want. So it is important to add your brand voice if you are using Canva for your business. any photos that you want to incorporate. So if there are static photos, so someone mentioned, having a dance school. So if there are images of like the outside of your studio or the inside, where the mirrors are, or of your floor, of the dressing room, of students, of performances, and that you would want to use that in your content a lot, in your flyers, so that you don't always have to just like go through the uploads or find a folder. You can make them a part of your brand kit, making them easier to access. And also like headshots of yourself. If you have different headshots, you can put them there as well. Any graphics, like specific brand graphics that you want to always have at the ready, you can place them there. And they're just organizing all of these things so that you have them in certain folders, but it is like one big folder. It's like almost like they're subfolders. You can create these different folders in projects, but you'll have to go find that folder. Like it's a lot of back and forth. Having the brand kit makes it so convenient. Again, if you're using Canva mainly for your business, but you do have to have Pro in order to have access to the brand kits. Any icons that you may have for your business, you can put them there. And if there's any charts and graphs, they have that there as well. Okay. Canva AI, you are going to see this all throughout Canva. There is an Ask Canva when you're in Sheets. If you don't know anything about formulas, but you have an idea of what it is that you want to create, Canva AI is there to help you. You can use the AI to create Canva codes for interactive apps. People are building full-on apps. They're building out games. They're building out websites. There is background replacements. You can create images when you're doing your videos. You can use AI there. There is an option for like videos. If you have a still photo, you can tell it what you want, like how you want it to move. You apply it. It takes a static photo and it's going to add motion to it. Canva is heavy in AI. There's not one place that you can go in Canva and there's not something related to AI. It is very, very prevalent within the Canva system. And I feel like every day I'm exploring a new AI tool in Canva. And then the more we're going to come back to this just shows apps because we can access that. You're going to see that tomorrow. Grow is what I was mentioning as far as like with the AI, with the marketing, and it's AI. So creating ads and campaigns for your business and integrating seamlessly with Facebook or Meta ads. So that would be for Instagram and Facebook. So it integrates seamlessly with Meta. Your content planner, and then there is a design school. So if you don't want to take continue to take my trainings, there are a lot of trainings that Canva offers through their like design school. So if you have time, you want to just kind of play those videos and follow along with that, that's there as well. Okay. So that's pretty much everything. Oh, I'm sorry. Notifications. And this thing right here is in my way. So let me move that. That's why I almost forgot. Your notifications are here. So any updates that they may have. And then come on now, right here is your account. And this is an important area as well, especially if you want to do videos with the way that Canva has switched things up in the past, like 2-3 months when they had their Canva Create conference and they released the video 2.0. Your settings are here if you want to check your plans, all those things. But the most important thing right now is to go to the settings. All the way at the bottom. All the way at the bottom. It says video editing. And it says use new multi-track video editor. It's beta. And it acts like it's beta. It's not the greatest. It's very frustrating. As a beginner, I highly recommend that you I'm going to say that. I'd recommend turning it off. If you're wanting to actually create videos and edit them, it is best to turn it off because it does get kind of confusing in how they have it structured. Now, some may say because they don't know the old way, the new way that it's set up is easier. I mean, if you want to explore it, you can. I will say for any of the videos like that I do, I'm currently not using their new version of video editing. So any tutorials, any classes, any trainings that I do, it is basically built off of the beta being off. All right. So in this training, it's best to have it off. All right. And then there are ways for you to connect social accounts and different things like that. But that's a story for another day when we get into the actual Canva for Business training. All right. So that's that. You have your teams. Remember, I talked about teams. You can add people here as well. And there's other places that you can kind of add people to your team. Remember, a bunch of redundancies, inviting people to, inviting people, setting up different groups, set up your team profile, all those things. All right. We're going to come back out of this. Well, we'll just go click on Canva and go home. And now I'm going to go over the different options that are available to you in Canva. She says, this is very informative. Thank you. So here in the search, your designs, when you are on here, when you click here at the top, this is what it defaults to. You're going to see your designs, your recent designs. As you scroll, you may not see as many as me because I work on a whole lot of, but you'll see all of your recent designs here. And then there's gonna be times where it will switch up and you'll see just designs, you'll see projects, you'll see uploads. So that this screen can sometimes look a little bit different, okay? You can search for anything that you have created, and it doesn't have to have the name and the title of the file. So we know that we're used to when you're on your computer, you're looking for a file, you had to go in and save it, you had to give it a name. If you don't remember, exactly what it was, you might remember a few words, you go in, you put in the keywords, and it's going to show you like everything that has that word in the title. Or if you forgot to, you gave it some crazy name and it just doesn't match, you will be searching forever. One of the best features, and I tell you, I absolutely love this about Canva, is it picks up on the content within the design. Any images, any text, not just the name. So if I type in braids, right? Right here, this does not say braids. It says copy of black and white film strip Instagram story. But because I have the word braids within the design, and there's also images of braids in the design, it gave me that result. Like the results included those files. Now, I don't know why it always comes up with this one, with braids, unless I have, let me see, it's 10. I'm not sure why braids comes up, why this one comes up, and it always comes up. Now here, I understand why, because I have a page on here and I type in the word braids because that's what I always use in my example. But you can see here for images, these socks, which were created via Canva AI, which kind of put in a prompt in one of my classes, and the person on here has braids, so it picked up on it. This particular image, she has braids. The raw image of MJ, the back of his head, it has nothing on this about braids, but it picked up on the context of the image. So it gave me back that as a result with his picture. Same thing here. We go show more. All of these things that have braids, and there's even more of them, here. That's one of the things I love about the search. So if you forget to label it correctly, or you don't remember what you labeled it or titled it, as long as you remember something that was in that design, you can put that search in there. And then you can narrow it down. If you knew that it was with something in designs, was it an image? It should be in a folder. Was it a video in your brand templates? And then when you go to category, well, what type of design was it? Was it for an email? Was it for an Instagram post? because you're going to see how it labels every single template or like design. You'll see that in the top, and then there's like little icons that represent different things, whether it's an email or something for a website, if it's something for print, if it's this or that, it will pick up on those cues. Canva makes it really easy to be efficient. It makes everything move a whole lot smoother when you really, really understand it. Again, which is why it's important for me to teach not just the design aspects of it, but how to make your life easier as you're navigating. There's so many nuances to Canva that are just so great, and people don't realize that it's helping you out. Like they don't realize how helpful it is, because it can be very, very frustrating when it comes to designing. If you are someone that's ever created some type of design, whether it's a flyer, a program, a banner, and trying to find things has been frustrating. I know I had this, I know I uploaded this, or you downloaded something and you cannot find it, and you have ever been frustrated, put a 2 in the chat. If you have experienced that before, put a 2 in the chat, okay? If it was not your design and maybe someone shared something with you, you can always search by owner as well. And then also by date modified. So like me, I'm always using this because I'm like, if I know that I made this a week ago, a month ago, or it was a long time ago, like it narrows it down, and I don't have to start like at the top knowing that this was something that was from, 2 months ago, and I started a month ago or whatever. Like I like being able to search for things by the time. Okay. Next up is templates. These are templates that you get from Canva. So these are not the same as you getting a template from an outside source. So if you're in groups, if you go to Etsy, you go to someone's website, like everybody and their mama now is selling some sort of Canva template. It's a template. It's a template link. Even if it's an ebook, that is considered to be a template a lot of the times, unless they did like just a public view. Those are templates. When you can go into Canva and still see it. Sometimes you can edit it, sometimes you can't. It depends on the access that they are giving, right? Those are not what you're going to find here. It's not going to, like, if you're like, oh, I know I purchased this template, let me go into templates and search for this because I don't remember what it was called. You're not going to find that. For templates and things that are template links, once you click on that template link and open it up in Canva, it becomes a part of your designs. So if you're looking for anything that you purchased and it was a template, you have to search your designs. But all of the Canva generated templates and things that are available through their platform exclusively, you're going to be able to find here. You can break these down by the type of design you're wanting to create. Is it a presentation? So it eliminates you seeing something that's in the wrong size, in the wrong orientation, not set up to be able to easily preview and present and things of that nature. If you're creating a PowerPoint, if you're creating a flyer, a poster. Also with these, you'll see when we talk about sizing, if it's like a presentation or something like an Instagram story, it comes in pixels. If it's something like a resume or a poster, you're going to see it in inches for your unit of measurements, or for some like centimeters if that's your standard unit of measurement. So you can either click on one of these options to kind of get started and see what they have already created for each of these things, and still put in your theme, put in your topic, and it'll give you even more, detailed results. Or you can just be in, just scroll down here and just discover what Canva has. It's going to tell you what's trending, what other people are using. Of course, right now we're coming into the new year, so vision boards are very trending. If you thought about that, you didn't know how to start it, you can go on here. You can just now change these things out for what you want your vision board to be. So this is a really great area to get familiar, get inspiration, get ideas. If you have some free time, just go through it. This is really cool, right? This has a pay stub. So for a startup business, we typically in our business, we have a payroll system. Costs us a pretty penny, right? But if you're starting up and you want to still be organized and just know how much you might be, you have to pay out a staff, calculating their hours and have it calculating it for you. They have a spreadsheet that's already set up, and it'll have good bones to it. You may have to adjust certain things, but they're good bones to it. And I say almost every template you like design and tool and resource that you can think of is available at your fingertips with Canva. This is what I mean. A pay stub. Like, that is crazy to go in here and see a pay stub. This is going to be great for startups where you want to have some organization and some systems to your business, but you're not quite there yet to have automations and paid services for calculating these things. It's semi-automatic. It's set up for you. It's going to calculate, but you do have to input some things, whether it's regular pay, overtime pay, things of that nature, and it's going to break down their gross earnings per the period, year to date, all that kind of good jazz. All right. It's creating a full-on database. I actually have used a version of this because I'm working on what I want my customer journey to be as we go into 2026 and the 3 offerings that I will have. So I have actually used one of the templates that's similar to this in just being able to outline what I want that customer journey to be, what the actions are. So if you're someone that's going to be serious about planning out your business, you want to take advantage of these resources that are available to you in Canva. All right. And here you can also do searches the same way that you did with your templates. So if I type in braids again, it's going to show me different templates that have braids. I was actually pretty shocked to see how many options they had for braids. If someone is, they're offering this service in their area, they want to create social media posts or create flyers, there's a lot of great starting points here. And when you're in the design, I was shocked to see that there's like videos. It's almost like from a training of someone actually braiding someone's hair. And I don't mean just a regular plait. Like, they have ones for full on like stitch or cornrow type braids and all sorts of things. I was thoroughly impressed with how much they had here for braids. So those are all of those options. And again, here is that Canva AI. With Canva AI, you can create a video, you can do coding. So I've used this, a flashcard game. So I think it was Miss Vanessa, that's like me, with your grandson, you can create different flashcards for them if epilepsy affects them, like it affects Zani Mani. And it's you can create like an interactive game. And you don't have to be a coder. You don't have to have this tech degree. You just tell Canva what it is that you're wanting to create. You look at it. If it's not quite right, you go in and you tweak it. And it just keeps making those changes until it's as close to what you want as possible. Remember, AI is never guaranteed. And if you're doing certain types of designs and you're stuck, tell Canva what it is that you're trying to design. They're going to shoot something back to you, and then you can build from that. Okay. So there's a lot of AI features. And if you're not quite sure, you can always go in here and just play around and just click on certain things, give it what's called a prompt, and see what it gives you. Now we're going to go over the types of designs that you can create in Canva. So of course, presentations. I have done many presentations in Canva. I was helping, walking through with someone who was in the training last week, and they run like the control board or the graphics for like a church. And I was showing her how she could use presentations because she was saying that the pastor wanted, bullet points to kind of come up. And so I was showing her how in real time she can like design it and have it ready to go. So based off of like how the pastor, whatever he's saying in his message, if he says like a scripture, as long as they're able to type fast, they're able to type that on one screen, and then it becomes live. Like the changes are happening live. And then when they switch to that new slide, it's there. So there's a lot of ways that you can use a presentation. And I'm pretty good. Like one of my superpowers and why people love my classes is I'm going to help you look at things differently. I just have a weird lens that I look at the world through, and what some may like, it's like they have a one-track mind for what this thing can be used for. I'm normally going to find a different use for it. So when she was trying to figure out, well, how can I do this? Like, this isn't working. Like, I'm losing my mind trying to figure out how to do this. I was able to show her how to leverage the presentation in Canva to be able to do that on the fly and not go crazy when pastor's kind of throwing just throwing stuff out and trying to keep up with his teaching. Presentation would be great for that because it has a presenter view. So you would display the presentation like on the screen, and you have a separate screen that you can control what's visible. And then you also still have the Canva file open like in a different window. And as you're editing that in real time, it's automatically updating when it comes to the presentation. So if you're teaching a class, you have a helper or an assistant, and you're teaching and something has to change, or they might see a mistake, they're able to be in that system, even if they're on their phone or their iPad or whatever mobile device. If they happen to catch that, they're able to change that from that file. And by the time you get to that next slide, it is corrected in real time. That is freaking awesome because you can't really do that with a lot of the other like slideshow type things where you're able to design and see the changes in real time. Okay. Social media. Here is where you don't have to think about the sizing for any type of social media post. It's going to be there for you. So whether it's an Instagram story, a Facebook post, an Instagram post, you'll notice that when you hover over it, an Instagram story and an Instagram reel, they're going to be the same. Even if you go over to a TikTok video, the dimensions of it is the same. The only thing it's just trying to, it's like a psychological thing. Like, okay, well, I know I need to make this for a TikTok video because if you're like a TikToker, but you can repurpose that for Instagram, there's really no different. The only thing that will be truly different is the suggestions that it will give you when you go into design once you click on something like this. So if I click on TikTok video and then I go into designs, I'm going to come back over here. We're going to go to Canva. I'm going to click on social media, click on Instagram stories. So you see the options were different. Even though the sizing is the same, they tried to almost like predict, what you may be coming here for, because each of these programs does have like a different type of aesthetic. So the options are going to be different for each one. But you have everything from Instagram to Facebook, TikTok, even things for LinkedIn on the business side, YouTube for your banners, your cover photos, thumbnails for your YouTube. They're all here, and it's going to be in the ideal size. They will all be in pixels, not inches. Okay. Your video, there's going to be a lot of templates, and you can mix and match, and you can change out things, change the fonts. It's a great starting point for videos. You're going to see some of those same template options for videos here. All right. And it's just making it, there are certain options for videos. And so it defaults and makes the screen prepared for those options. Because if you go into something like print, it doesn't automatically show like the preview button at the top as if it's going to play something, because that one's meant for print. But if you go into something where it's a video, you're going to see that defaulted at the top. I get that question quite often. It's like, well, why is my preview not showing up? Just because they have like multiple pages there and they want like to play through it. But if you don't have animations, you don't have transitions, you don't have the duration on and show like the timing, that's not going to come up. But whenever you select something that's a video, it knows at some point you're going to want to test it and see and like play that as a video. So those options default when you click on or select one of the video options. Canva now has a lot of like really cool features for videos. The magic animate, remember I talked about that? You can take a static image and you go and tell it what it is that you want it to do, and it will create a 3-second video and like animating that particular image. And then there's like premium animations. You're able to change out the background of video. So not just changing out or removing the background and changing out the background of a static image. You can do that with videos as well. So like with CapCut and being able to like overlay things and split things, you're able to do that. So when you want to have, pretty sure you've seen the tutorials and, reels and stuff, and they're using CapCut, and there's like, you want to know how to go and do this text, like they're dipping underneath it or it's behind them. And you probably heard words like keyframes, and it's like, what the heck is that? And I ain't got time. CapCut is still very unique and it's more advanced features, but something as simple as you're recording the video, you want to have 2 on top, remove the background and have words behind you. You literally can do that in Canva, and it's a lot easier to do. I have several video editing softwares. I have the CapCut, I have Movia, I have the one through through Adobe. I have what is the other one that I have? Jesus Christ, because that one still had a CD, but I have a couple of them. I have a couple video editing softwares, and for certain things, it's better to work with a simpler system. Some of the systems that I have, they're overly complicated for really simple edits. And I have found that Canva has saved my life, saved me so much time. I'm a lot more efficient with using the video options within Canva. Magic Media Video. Have you guys ever heard of Opus Clips? Put a 3 in the chat if you have heard of Opus Clips. Put a 4 in the chat if you've never heard of Opus Clips. Oh, wow. Quite a bit of 4s. So what Opus Clips is, it can take long form content and it's going to break it up and allow pull out the highlights. Now with Opus Clips, it'll add captions and things like that to it. Canva's not quite there yet, but you can go in and have it, like if it's like a long form, it's going to find all of the highlights and it can pull those out and break that video up for you. You also can use the Magic Media Video. If you just have photos, and we're going to actually see as we're going through this 3-month training, you're going to see the Magic Media Video in action. But you can take static like just regular photos. You're going to go in there. It's going to tell you, you're going to select whatever photos you want, whatever videos you want, and you're just going to let it do its thing. And it is going to create a video for you where you didn't have to go in and do all the steps. I have one. Let me see. Let me go to my designs. I'm going to go to videos. And oh wait, that one doesn't come up over here. I thought that one would have been, because I did one recently and it was so dope. All right, let me go back out. Let's see. I don't know if they know what K-pop is. Okay, so they do have that, but that's because it's labeled. Oh, I know what to put in here. Haha, birthday memories. And I changed up some things on here, but I'm going to let this play.
These aren't just pictures. They're little snapshots of who I am.
It even added the voiceover part to it. So when I put those pictures in there, it had the animations where it pulled them in. I'm going to let it play one more time.
These aren't just pictures.
One by one.
They're little snapshots of who I am.
It already had the captions on it. It already had the music to it. It already had that voice to it that read those words. I did not have to do any of that for this. And I was able to take this, download it, post it right to my social media. So if you are struggling with content, everything doesn't have to be content that you are creating, that you're doing B-rolls of, that you have to be in front of the camera to do. Some of us don't like being in front of the camera, but if you've got, and don't even have, you can see these aren't even great pictures, but the aesthetic and the fact they made it look like an old like film, and they had other textures and stuff over on the top of it, it makes it look like it's amazing. And you just have instant content when you're using that magic media function. Let me see if it has the other one, because there were two. I don't remember. Okay, so this was a month ago, right? Let me see. We go show more. All right, it's not there. So what I'm going to do is date modified. And I want it to be last 30 days, which I still have a lot of stuff here. Yeah, that probably didn't help me as much as I thought it would, because I actually do have a lot of stuff that I've worked on within the past 30 days. But there's one more that was really, really cool. Man, oh, here I'm going to show more here. All right, so let's go here, show more. Show more, show more, show more. I really don't remember what it was titled because I did not change the name. I literally created it and then I downloaded it and I uploaded it. So I don't even remember what it was called. And it's not coming up. So that had to have been more than 30 days ago then that I created that video. And that sucks because I don't even remember what it was. I can probably go on my, I'm trying to think, search and put that in. Nope. Let's see. I'm going to find it. If you follow me on social media, I'll make sure I repost it. But that one was pretty cool with the way that it did like the magic medium. Really, really awesome. And it created this video where it was like, it was a search, like it came in and it typed it out like I was doing like a Google search. And then it put in all of these things when I was designing this cup. Let me see if I put in cup. No. Okay, wait, no, not last 30 days. Anytime. And then if I put in cup, dang it, that didn't show up on there as it didn't show up on there either. I'm going to find it and I will show it to you guys later. Okay, just so we're not taking up too much time. But that magic media is so powerful. Captions. If you don't like the sound of your voice and you want to add captions, they have the AI voice to add, like to do voiceovers on your videos. And also based off of the words, when I talk about that Opus clips, you can have captions automatically populate on your videos without having to do a lot of extra editing. So the captions is really cool. And you do have access to music, and it's royalty free, where you won't get dinged from Facebook for using it, but you have to have that pro account. Oh, there's the AI voice there. The caption, I think, is just the words on the screen, but then you do have like the AI voice. So those are all of the video options. Did you guys know that Canva had this many video options? Yes or no? Or Y or N? So I see a couple no's here. Some more no's, some more no's. So when I say that you guys are not tapping into what Canva can offer you all in one package, and this is not a sponsor, I'm not a Canva ambassador. When I realized how powerful it was, I was like, I have to share this the same way I share silhouette, sublimation, because it is amazing. And it has helped me be so much more efficient in business because everything is in one place. If you want to get better, like let's say if you came into Canva and you're like, I want to use this to create flyers and obituaries and chip bags and banners and things of that nature, and you're struggling, if you take the time to, maybe because you're too connected with that, that's going to bring a lot of contention and a lot of frustrations when you can't get it how you want. Try something totally new. That's what I had to do. I had to go into it with a different mindset, that it was not a replacement to Photoshop or to Silhouette Studio. If you were already learning that, continue to learn those for your designs, and give yourself, allow yourself to explore everything that Canva has to offer. Everything that it has to offer, and start there, because as you're building out videos or as you're building out presentations or something else, all of the little things to edit and design, like to add text, those same things are going to apply when it comes to your regular design. So then you can incorporate those with less frustrations. Explore the other options of Canva. Next, we have print. Canva does not natively print. Like, you can't print directly from it. What you're creating, whenever you have anything that says print, it's going to ideally be set up for you to send it to some sort of printer. Your measurements will be in inches or centimeters and things of that nature instead of pixels, because when we're printing, we're thinking in inches. Or whether it's like a 4x7, a 5x7, an 8.5 by 11, things of that nature. If it's a shirt, you know that you're going to print that out. If it's flyers, you're going to get that printed out. The designer may need it in a certain size like that. So most of the things that you do with print is going to default to the inches instead of pixels. And that can be very, very important if you don't know how to convert pixels. Who here knows how to convert pixels to inches, inches to pixels? If you so, put I do or I don't in the chat if you know how to, like, wherever you fall at with converting pixels to inches or inches to pixels. So you can start your resume here, business cards, a square invitation, making postcards, whether it's for business. If you wanted to create a postcard, like a Christmas postcard or something for your business, it's going to give you all of these starting points. Brochures, creating a brochure for your business, whether it's digital or you want to have it printed. So although this is in print, you can make a digital brochure. And this will be your starting point, because it's going to have those page breaks and things of that nature, okay? If it's an envelope, if you're creating stickers, so many great starting points. If you're stuck in what to create, just go through, click on each of these icons, take some time. Don't feel like Canva's going to be here. Don't move and operate like you're not going to be here the next day and things of that nature. Take the time to explore it. Prioritize your growth and your goals. And Canva can help you get there if you know what's available. So take 30 minutes every day for the rest, like every day for the remainder of the week, 30 minutes a day. And like, I just want to click around Canva and see what's there. Discover what is here. It doesn't have to be perfect. It can be, I've looked on some things and I've started and it's in a totally different language, but it caught my attention and I'm just seeing what's there, the elements that were there. Then I go and then I click on that element. I bookmark that element and save it. So I'm like, ooh, I like that. I want to be able to use that. So I save that to my favorites. Explore Canva, 30 minutes a day for the rest of the week. And you will be blown away by what you see in Canva. So docs, it's like, there's some really cool things when it comes to docs. I want to show something real quick. So let's go to docs. And there's one that is like is it this one? That's the onboarding one. It's one of these. Let me see. I'm going to come to this one. No, it's not this one. Let's go back. I don't know if it's this one. Oh, yes. Okay. So when people think about docs, they'll think about like a Word document, right? The really cool thing about the way that Canva's docs is like briefs. If you don't, it's like annual reports or meeting briefs, and having animations where it's not boring. And you're able to like publish these and you can share this. So if I go in and I'm just going to go share, I'm going to create a public view link, create the link. So for businesses, for organizations, they can create these. The person that views it does not have to have a Canva account to view it. So I'm going to go in and copy this. I'm going to go to my little incognito screen that is over here. And so you have different reports and it fills out the screen. And as you're going through it, look at how, as you're going down, these graphics are popping up. So it makes it where it's not boring. It's not static, like a static image or like a brief or annual, like all these different, you don't, it's, oh, I was like, why isn't it moved? So as I continue to move and I'm just scrolling down, new things are flying in. If you have a tax company or some type of consulting firm, you are a real estate agent, and you want to be able to have, this can almost be like a digital brochure. Okay. This could be a digital brochure. You have this, you can even take that link, go into different options, like to you want to shorten that link, you want to use a URL shortener, and you can give that a name. You can even, if you have a domain like through SiteGround, Bluehost, GatorHost, GoDaddy, any of those, you take that link and you create a subdomain and you have it point to that. So when you are sharing that link with others, it looks very much so branded, right? And they're going to go through this, and it can be, and not say interactive, but I guess an interactive like brochure, and it talks about your business. And as they're scrolling, all these really static flyer or just static images. This will keep them scrolling. Actually, I'm actually building one of these out right now. This is so cool. And this is done via docs. You wouldn't be able to do this from the from like doing print or doing a what's that thing called, a presentation, because there's a certain way that these are set up. Now this is something that's more advanced because you have to combine some of the basic things into a doc to get here. It's set up very, very interesting, but you can always go in. This is a Canva file, so you can go in and look at, like, open this for yourself and click around, and you're going to see the intricacies of how something like this is set up. This is not beginner friendly. I'm letting you know that now. This is not beginner friendly, but it's really cool. And if you're working with the graphic designer, you're working with the team, it's going to be really easy to put it together. You just have to come up with the concepts. But I think this is just so dope, and it almost views like a website when you are looking at it, that you can just scroll through. And I'm still going and still going and still going. And then that plays, and then you have these numbers, and then we go here. This is one of the little known like gems when it comes to Canva. How many of y'all think this annual report and how it's set up, that it's pretty cool? Look at that. So like as I'm scrolling, it's coming in one by one. So top funding. So it's showing that. You scroll, then it moves to Africa, and you scroll again, it shows a different region, and then you keep scrolling, and you keep going, and you keep going, and it's reports, and these are just coming up seamlessly. All right. So we're going to come out of that. Someone said, this is what they use to share and create templates for free. Is this? No. So this is not. The share one, the public view is a public view one, where anyone can see it, like, and you can, they're just looking at it, and they can leave comments and notes and things of that nature, depending on how you set it up. The templates are from the template link. So we want to go to, because there's a public view link. There's also a share. So this one right here will share the actual Canva file. You don't want to do that. And then if we go to, no, not you. Why are you not showing? Oh, because I guess we can't do one for this. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to go share. And this one right here is the template link right here. This one is the template link. So that is what they use for Freebie Fridays, or just any. So it's not even just Freebie Fridays. It's whatever, if you want to sell it as well, and then you'll just go and put it like in a PDF and different things like that. So within the program, we're going to go over, if you are someone that wants to sell digital products, because it's like 3 parts to getting it to market, three different things that you have to do, between creating the design, getting the template link, putting it in, like having another design where you can add the template link to it. And I guess you would say 4, because then you would go and upload that to your website. So there's a couple of steps to go from creation to actually being able to either share it with someone or sell it on your website. And we will go through that throughout the program. Okay. She's okay. Thank you. That's helpful. You're very welcome. All right. And we're getting ready to like wrap. I had a little bit of technical difficulty in the beginning. So we're going to go a little past 1 o'clock because I had some technical difficulties in the beginning. All right. Your whiteboard, also another hidden gem. If you are a planner, and you want to plan things like storyboard, or just plan out your designs, create different like flow charts. One of the things that people don't realize that Canva does, I'm going to come to this one because this is a tutorial that I was putting together. So this was going to be more of like a visual one, right? So as I'm creating this and I'm outlining different areas and what you have to do, if I click here and I wanted to move I wanted to move the words, the lines are attached to it. and it moves wherever I want it to move it. So if I end up adding something else and this was in the way, I can move that because of how it snaps. Now, I know my classes are a little bit longer. I'm a little bit long-winded. I show a whole lot of things. Some people may not think that these are beginner, but I think you may not use it, but I think it's interesting. It's good to know that these options are there because most people don't show you these things. To me, this is essential to understanding it, because if you had an idea and you did not know that it was possible, you don't realize that you have a tool that's going to make it easy. Like, you can actually do what you were thinking. Now you're trying to figure out, you're asking people, well, this is what I want to do. What app can I use? Does anybody have any suggestions for this? Not knowing you had the resource right at your fingertips. So although my trainings might be a little bit longer, it's a lot of information. It's good information because, like they say, you don't know what you don't know until you know it. And I like to expose you to the things you may not know. If you are watching and you have learned something new, put it in the chat. Tell me 1 or 2 things that you did not know that Canva did. All right, so we're going to go there and then we're going to come back to, but you can do that in the storyboard as well. And there's these little, go back to, so let's say you go elbowed. Like, if you needed to make something go up, down, around, you're able to easily do that in Canva. And see, it's still attached. It makes that line longer. It's going to move. There's so many awesome visuals. I mean, to some, this may not be of interest to you because you're like, I mean, I don't need this just yet. And this may not be like what you're wanting to use it for. So this may be like, okay, I don't need this information, but it's really good to know what's here and what's available. And some people probably manually did these types of edits because they don't know that these options are available to them. She was like, everything I'm working on for my line dance flyer now. So you've seen some things that you're able to use in those flyers. Video options, animated docs. Okay. Let's see. Website and animation doc. Okay. Somebody said, I am Canva dumb, trying to learn. Where you are in the right place. Thank you so much for clicking on the link and coming in. We're going to have an opportunity for you to ask me questions once I get done with this part of it. So stick around. If you have some questions, you want to see certain things, just stick around, okay? And I just realized I was not stopping my recording, but it's okay. All right, so let's go ahead and do that and just call this part 2. Okay. So sheets, we went over this a little bit. It's just like your Google Sheets, your Excel spreadsheets. You can build out formulas here. You can you can track your budget here, or create like a budget tracker for your business, for your everyday life, and like your actual budget for your household, not just your business. If you have an event and you need to figure out the budget for that. And the great thing is you can have multiple pages. When I talked about efficiency, time management, not having to go to a bunch of different applications, a bunch of different windows and doing it, all of it is in one. So if you have because you can add multiple pages, which again, we'll talk about that tomorrow. You can have like the whiteboard or just a regular document where you're planning things out and have certain information on there, have your checklist, your to-do list, and then you're going to have the budget tracker. If you have any like the pictures or flyers for that event, you put so all of that can live in one document in Canva and keep everything super, super organized. and you're not going all over the place and opening up this file and that file. All you would have to do is just click on a different window at the bottom. I love the fact that with Canva, you have, you can make it color coded. You can add emojis. So just by doing a quick glance at something, once you know what your color codes are, you're able to see what certain things, like, because we have a bunch of different expenses, but they're expenses for different things. So you make like the rent and utilities one, and you're able to like see that as a glance. If you have to go through a bunch of transactions or a bunch of line items, you're looking for a specific ones, you're able to easily go to that. And then being able to see things like expenses, income, and giving emojis. I really like the visuals that Canva gives you the option to create when it comes to making these things. I'm going to go back over here to design, a to-do list. There's another budget there, campaign, invoice tracker for businesses. So again, for those who have more time and more time as a resource than money, right? And you need to save, but you want to be organized. You want to be systematic. There are so many options here to run your business more efficiently, to look like a well-oiled machine, even though you're using a microsystem like Canva. You can always upgrade. And once you have a great handle on it, it's going to be easy to transfer your system somewhere else. But to get started and just be efficient in your business, there's a lot of resources here for you. Okay. I was looking for, here we go, inventory tracker, replace current page. You're able to take pictures of things, like even if it's from your phone, and because your files are the same and you can adjust them in real time from your phone to your, from your phone or your mobile device to your computer, you'll see it in real time. So let's say you create your inventory. It might be easier to do it on your computer as far as like adding lines and things of that nature. But if you needed to add a picture and you're going to go in and take a picture from your phone of whatever it is, okay, and then you're going to go into the file, and we're going to come over here to, let's go and go to my gallery. Hold on. So replace, go into my gallery. We're going to go here. And do y'all see that update? I just did this from my phone. And it is going to update in real time. Now, that picture was pretty small compared to, all right, so let's go smart crop, but then make it bigger. And done. Oh, wait, hold on. Cancel, undo. There we go. So I hit the wrong button. So there's a smart crop. And now I've changed that. So if you started your inventory list and you wanted to now go in and document everything, go around, take your pictures, go in, put the picture in there, time saver. So many micro systems that you can set up for your life and your business, all in Canva. That's why I say it's important to understand Canva and what it can do, not just understand it as a design platform. Is there anyone here that's still thinking of Canva as simply a design platform, as a replacement for Photoshop? Let me know if you're still like, okay, that's all I want it for. I don't care about all this. Like for me, it's just a replacement for Photoshop. Is there anyone here that's like that? Or are you someone that's looking at Canva in a totally different light right now? websites. Who here does not have a website for their business? Who here does not have a website for their business? Totally different, okay? Okay, so everybody else has a website. So okay, now I see two, me, I don't have one. All right. Is cost an issue for anyone when it comes to setting up your website? Or is it just design? Okay, so yes. What have I told you? Even with a free account, you can set up a website with Canva. You can set up a website with Canva, the same exact design skills that you would use to make a flyer, to make a banner, to make a yard sign, to make a chip bag, to make a shirt design. You are going to apply those same exact principles to setting up this website. The only difference is you'll be able to publish this. It'll flow just like a website, and it's right through Canva. Now, even if you don't have a domain, it can still be yours, because you would go and put, like I would put HSync 365, but then it'll say my.canva.site. If you have a domain within your domain, like whoever's your host within that site, you can create a subdomain and you can have it point to that weird my Canva like you can have it point to that. And so you will give someone, okay, hey, my website is www.hsync365.com or 365creativeacademy.com. You're going to give them that. And when they click on it, once you publish the website, it is going to show that website. Now, the URL will still say my Canva site, child. It's still going to say that, but you don't have to give someone that really, really long one. Now, if you have Pro, you can import, like you can attach your domain to that website so that when someone goes to it, it shows the actual domain and it never shows them that you're using a Canva site to host your website. You can have multiple pages. So I always do this, but I'm going to just go to website because I'm going to end up with 30,000. Every time I do a training, I open up a new one and I always forget just to go to the ones they already have here. And I just be doing team too much. Okay. So we're going to go to, this isn't the one. Oh, wait, no, show more. Because neither one of these are the ones. These are all the older ones. Okay. So we'll do this one, right? So we scroll down. You're able to make each part of these like different sizes so they don't have to be the same. You're adding text and you'll add like different graphics. You can add hyperlinks to where it goes to a different page. So you're setting all of these things up. So I'm just going to preview this. So this is how it would look if someone came to this website. You still have a hero image. You can create an interactive menu here that's going to go to different places. Those hyperlinks can link to other websites, to your YouTube, to a booking site, to go to, like if you have a PayPal or Square as your invoicing. Now there is no dynamic checking. This would be a web page, a website, not an e-commerce site. So it's not like Shopify where you can have a cart and things of that nature. There is no real-time shipping on sites like this, but it can be informational. You can utilize the different hyperlinks to have it point to different areas. You can have about me pages. You can give the instructions on how to order from you. You can have a gallery on there. You can have that be interactive. All of these things are available to you. Did y'all hear me when I said free? I don't know if y'all heard me. Did y'all hear me when I said free? Or did I break up? Or y'all hear me loud and clear when I said free? All of that. So we're going to go through it. And when there are hyperlinks, you can go to those. So they have like their who am I, like all on one. So this is like a single page, a single page, like landing, single page landing page is kind of how they have their setup. They have everything all on one. So I'm going to close this out, and I think I'm going to have to open up the other one because I don't remember if. Okay, these are all the old versions before they did the new one. So let me do this. Let's go over here. Let's go back. We're going to go websites. And no, not that one. I want to do, there's a little puppy one. Now, today you don't want to come up. Normally that's the default one. I'm going to go back over here and we're going to go doggy. And we're going to come here, right? This is one of the ones. So you see page 1, page 2, page 3, right? So I'm going to say apply all 3 pages. Now on page 1, there are different sections, okay, to this. I'm going to go, oh, not publish, child. Get off of there, preview. So we have this page, right? If we go to about us, this is what page 2 was. You set that up however you want it, and it's going to go there, right? That's page 2. You go to products, it's going to go to the product page. So you don't have to have everything all on one page. You can have a menu, just like on any other website, you can have a menu at the top that directs them to certain places. And then let's say if you had a page where you wanted to go into more detail, they want to go into more detail and give you more insights, give you the nutritional facts, what all is included with it for dry kibble, air dried, they will create another page, put all the information on it, and this part right here would be a hyperlink. You don't even have to have words. They will click on this picture, it will jump to the page. It's going to give them all the information about dry kibble, the same way any other website would work. And you are able to create this and publish this for free. Now, without Pro, that means that you have to use free elements as well, but you would be able to do that for free. Again, all in one system. All in one system. So you can sit at your computer, be on your phone, be on your tablet, and you can literally run your entire business from Canva. Okay. Emails. You have a website, you got customers, you want to send out emails, you don't want to send out those boring looking emails. They have an email function now. It integrates with MailChimp, and you create it. You have it connected to your MailChimp account. You select who you're going to send it out to, like your mass emails. It's all done in there. I pay $125 a month to Klaviyo to have this same exact feature. Now, there are some additional things that works for me because how it integrates with my Shopify. So I can't just use the email here, but I have been able to design certain things. I save it, and then I just take it over to my Klaviyo to be able to send out the emails. If you're using Google and Gmail for your emails, because you can have a domain through Google. So if you end up with like the Google Business Suite, again, story of another day, we teach that in our business training. If you're interested in the business training, go ahead and just put business in the chat, and we'll make sure that we get some info to you. Or email us at info@365creativeacademy.com, and we'll get that info to you. But you can create emails, just nice visual ones. You can have hyperlinks on those as well to lead to different areas. It's amazing what you can do with the emails to connect me, and that integrates with like the information that you're going to collect from your website. And then you also have photo. Actually, before I go into this, what's connected with the emails and the emails and the websites are forms. So I'm going to go, no, not that, MMU. You can build out forms in Canva as well, and it will attach to a spreadsheet so that you can have all that data. So you guys know when they say, oh, you want to, they're telling you collect emails. Even if you don't have a website, you will be able to create this form, take this link, put it on your social media, and be able to gain interest. And you can have as many forms as you need, as many forms as you want, and post them every single day, post them every hour. Like, it's unlimited the number of forms that you can create. You just have to know how to create the forms and how to set them up. You're going to post it. It's going to be a link. They don't have to have Canva in order to fill out the information on the form. You're going to go in, put in whatever information you want on this form. When they go and they fill it out, I'm going to show the responses. So I can see responses here for who completed it, or I can open up a linked sheet. So this is why Canva has sheets, and I'm able to see who filled it out, what they selected. So based off of those different fields, it shows me, they tell me they have a free account, a pro account, what business industry. I had things on there. Do you have a service, a product, education? It had spaces where they were able to type in like questions that they had. Like, you can make that form as long or as short as you want. If you wanted to simply collect emails, you can put in, it's required by law to have a checkbox. If you are going to use that form to send them email correspondence, it is required by law that you let them know that they will be entered onto an email marketing list, and that they may receive marketing and soliciting via their email. That is required by law to have that if you're planning to send marketing material and use this as a way to gain emails to send them information about your business. But you can do that, and when they check it, you're going to get a spreadsheet that says they checked the box, accepting, like saying that they are opting in to your email marketing. The same exact things that I do, paying Klaviyo $125 a month, you will be able to do that with your $15 subscription, or even free, because guess what? You do not have to have Pro in order to use this feature. When you go into your elements, you are going to see forms. There is no crown next to this. You are able, and you're looking at all these, there are no crowns. You can do this in the free version and have your business look more professional than ever. People think you got all your ish together because you are going to have a business that runs like a well-oiled machine. All of the businesses that you patronize, all of the resources and things that they use to attract clientele, you can look just like them when you learn to understand Canva and how it works and look at it beyond just a graphic designing software. All right. And just to round this off, last but not least, we are going to go over photo editor. So with the photo editor, you are able to remove backgrounds. Like, these are all pro features. But when you go in here, I'm going to go to this person's, what's this thing called? We didn't do gingerbread houses this year. We did gingerbread trains. So you would be able to do things like crop it, adjust it. There's perspective changes, which I'm trying to figure out, why is it not showing? Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Go into crop. Here we go. And now this one, which is so weird to me, they don't offer the perspective in the design program. It's only under photo edit, which is so weird to me. But you would be able to play around with that and change it. You can crop it. You can rotate it. You can adjust the colors, all before it goes into your design file. And if you needed to adjust a file and then simply save it to be able to use it somewhere else, you use Canva as a photo editor for free or with your subscription to be able to use the Magic Studio functions. Okay. All right, now custom size and uploads, as we're going through the design page tomorrow. If you are here on the Zoom and you saw that link to just be able to go and join us, you are more than welcome to come to the session tomorrow. And I'm going to actually go through the design page. We're going to look at how you upload things, how you edit things, how you change colors. All of that will be in tomorrow's session, okay? So don't think that, man, she's leaving off some stuff. What about the other two? We're going to go over that tomorrow because we're technically 18 minutes past our 1 o'clock mark, but I also got to start a little bit late through some technical issues and the Lord saying, trust him. So I'm like, all right, Lord, I'm going to be obedient. So we are a little bit. So I thank you guys for being patient with me. Now I am going to open up the floor. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything that you wanted to be able me to go to and see and repeat, the floor is open. Go ahead and raise your hand. Did y'all enjoy this? Did you learn something new? Throw some fire in the chat if this was helpful for you. Mimi, I don't want to work. Wait, I don't want to work on it for the new year. But you don't want to work on what? Oh, for your website? Is that what you're saying? You didn't want to work on your website? Design and know-how. I haven't played with Canva in a long time. Didn't realize so much was added. I have a Facebook page for my line dance group. Facebook pages are cool, but they can snatch that away from you at any point. Your social media can be shut down. You want to have an actual web presence in addition to your Facebook page. Okay. Because what about the people who aren't on Facebook? What about them, right? They're not on Facebook. So how are they going to learn about your business? All right, let me see. Do I have any hands? Let's see. I heard free. Absolutely. Yes, I made the flyer. I need to print it. Would we get a copy of the recording to go back and look at things we learned today? Only if you enroll in the Canva, in our Understanding Canva training, you will have, well, actually, I'm not going to say that. It is on my YouTube channel. So you can go over to 365 Creative Academy. This is also being streamed to my YouTube channel. So you can go over there and check that out. The other days of this, you have to be in the full training. It is a 3-month training where we're going to, every single week, you're going to learn something new, get your hands in there, get dirty with Canva and really get a full understanding and create some amazing things. Now, it won't be all of these things because some of these things are for our Canva for Business, but just to learn it and to practice doing certain things and getting familiar with the tools. So our training will get you familiar with the tools. You're going to see some things happening tomorrow that, okay, yeah, I have to know how to do this. And I want you to take your time in learning that. And then if you're in the Canva for Business program, this is where you'll start to build out a lot of these systems. Okay. So you won't get this recording unless you are in the Understanding Canva training, and you'll see this and a lot of other things, and then you'll have access to all the other ones. Okay. But you can go back and watch it on YouTube. How do you print? You cannot print directly from Canva. You have to save it, which is really download, or in Canva terms, share. So that part is always kind of foils people up with how this is set up. So under share is how you download, or there's also another option like on this side to go to download. You want to make sure that you have it in the proper size. And we're going to go over sizing and things of that nature tomorrow. And you'll just save that as a JPEG or a PDF. And you're going to save it and then send it to your own printer or upload that file to whatever print shop, or if you're going like CVS, Walgreens, or whatever, you'll upload that downloaded JPEG or PNG or PDF to those sites for them to print it out for you. Let's see. The information for Canva for Business will be released at a later date. I'm trying to get, because it's going to start, it's going to stagger from the current training. So Canva for Business, that information, so be on the lookout for that. I will have a form that I'm going to create using Canva if you're interested in that information, so that we can put you on the list to get the information for the Canva for Business. All right, let me go back through the chat. Anyone else? You can raise your hand and unmute if you have a question. Now is the time to ask these questions. All right. Okay, cool beans. So I don't see any questions. Hopefully this was helpful for you guys. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Share the link with them. They can come into the training tomorrow as we're going through the design page and breaking down that and where everything is located, how to use your elements, how to use them as graphics or photos or images, things of that nature. Share the link. I hope to see you guys here tomorrow. Leave us a review. If you learned something, let us know exactly what you learned. You can always email me, the professor at 365creativeacademy.com, or even info at 365creativeacademy.com. All right. So I'm sorry I missed the beginning. We'll have to watch the recording on YouTube. Yes, that's available for you right now. So if you wanted to hop off of this, and as soon as we close this out, go to the YouTube one, you can go to the YouTube recording of this. All right. All right, y'all. Until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity and be incredible. Peace.